Today, I want to play Squid Game on Roblox. This is one of the most played game in Roblox. Squid Game X on Roblox is an intense multiplayer survival experience inspired by the hit Korean series but with unique twists, creative challenges, and community-driven updates that make every match unpredictable. Players begin in a lively lobby before advancing through a sequence of deadly children's games such as Red Light, Green Light, Honeycomb, Tug of War, Glass Bridge, and Marbles, each with its own mechanics, time limits, and instant elimination rules. The game cleverly uses Roblox's physics, meaning movement, jumping, and hitboxes feel different from real life, allowing skilled players to micro-adjust for better survival. Lighting effects are sometimes designed to obscure visibility, sound cues can give away round timing, and even small NPC dialogue changes may hint at future updates. Some maps hide clickable props, tunnels, or Easter eggs that most players never find, while timed updates around holidays bring exclusive rewards and limited skins. Invisible boundaries can foil shortcuts, and spectator mode, often overlooked, can be a goldmine for learning strategies. The developers actively listen to community feedback, tweaking difficulty and adding new twists, making each update a fresh challenge. In Squid Game X, mastery comes from not just reacting fast but also anticipating map design, knowing where hazards are, collecting rare cosmetics, and using every small advantage from camera angles to sound timing to outwit and outlast opponents. Squid Game X on Roblox is more than just a recreation of the popular series. It is a living, evolving multiplayer survival arena where skill, observation, and adaptability matter as much as reflexes. From the moment you spawn into the bustling, neon-lit lobby filled with players chatting, showing off limited edition skins, or forming quick alliances, the energy is electric, and every round feels like a high-stakes battle for glory. The first thing veterans know is that in Squid Game X, movement mechanics are deceptively simple yet subtly different from other Roblox games. A character acceleration, stopping momentum, and jump height all feel fine-tuned to reward those who practice precision control. In Red Light, Green Light, new players often fail because they panic at the first red light and accidentally shift their mouse or tap a key, but pros know to watch the doll's head movement, not just the sound cue, and to take micro steps instead of full sprints when they're close to the finish line. Honeycomb, while appearing to be a purely careful clicking challenge, actually has a trick in camera angles. Zooming in slightly while keeping your avatar's body at an angle can reduce accidental clicks outside the shape, and players who know the difference between touch sensitivity on mobile versus PC tend to survive longer. Tug of War isn't just button mashing, it's about timing your pulls in short bursts to keep stamina high, and teams that coordinate pulls instead of spamming keys often overpower stronger but disorganized opponents. Glass Bridge introduces a mental game as much as a physical one. Experienced players count jump patterns, observe which side breaks more often, and sometimes intentionally let other players lead while memorizing the correct sequence, saving their own lives for the final sprint. Marbles is perhaps the most psychological game. Reading your opponent's betting patterns, predicting their guesses, and sometimes intentionally losing a round to appear weak can turn the match in your favor. Beyond individual games, Squid Game X hides a surprising number of Easter eggs, from secret developer initials carved into map textures to hidden clickable props that can trigger animations or unlock small cosmetic bonuses, many of which disappear in the next update, making them rare trophies for those who find them in time. The environment also changes subtly between updates. Lighting shifts during seasonal events like Halloween and Lunar New Year, background music changes tempo during special weekends, and new lobby decorations sometimes hint at upcoming game modes. Advanced players exploit every possible edge, from adjusting in-game camera sensitivity for better reaction speed to using headphones to catch faint sound cues like the timer ticking faster near the end of a round. Team play is equally strategic. While alliances can help you survive early rounds, betrayal is almost inevitable in the finals, and some players make it a habit to form silent partnerships where communication happens only through movement signals to avoid being overheard in voice chat. The economy in Squid Game X also plays into survival. Collecting coins from matches not only allows you to buy cosmetic skins that flex status but also unlocks certain animations that can be used to distract opponents in mind games. Map awareness is another often overlooked advantage. Knowing where shadows are darker can help you hide in games like red light, green light, and memorizing spawn point distances can let you plan safer routes during chaotic rounds. Even spectator mode can be a training ground, letting you watch top players' exact movement timings, jump arcs, and hesitation breaks before they dash to the finish. Ultimately, the key to becoming a top-tier survivor in Squid Game X is blending deep knowledge of each mini-game's mechanics with the ability to adapt under pressure, using every hidden trick from tiny camera adjustments to psychological manipulation to ensure that when the final round comes, you're not just surviving by luck, but dominating by design. In Squid Game X, the meta is always evolving because the player base constantly discovers new tactics, and updates often tweak mechanics in subtle ways that only dedicated players notice. For example, in red light, green light, the reaction window after green light varies slightly depending on server ping, so veteran players join servers in their own region for smoother queue timing. Some pros even join private VIP servers to practice movement without the distraction of chaos, using self-imposed time limits to simulate real pressure. Honeycomb has hidden depth to certain patterns like Umbrella and Star are harder not just because of complexity but because the clicking hitbox feels slightly less forgiving on curves, so pros use short drag quick movements instead of long continuous racing. In Tug of War, the key is reading your team's rhythm. Pressing the pull button exactly when the rope jerks toward you maximizes force, and switching between high-speed tapping and holding the pull for a fraction of a second prevents stamina drain. Glass Bridge, while luck-based to casual players, becomes predictable when you notice patterns. Often, early jumps in a game have a 50-50 break rate, but as the timer runs lower, survivors tend to take more risks, which you can exploit by waiting until the final seconds to cross, forcing others to panic. Marbles becomes an emotional battlefield where bluffing works wonders. Acting overly confident after a win can intimidate opponents into making riskier bets, while acting defeated can lure them into underestimating you. Beyond the games themselves, mastering avatar positioning is critical in games with pushing mechanics like Squid Game X's random event rounds. Keeping your character slightly offset from the crowd minimizes being shoved into danger. Observing other players is also a hidden weapon. Sometimes the fastest way to win is not to move first but to watch someone else's failure reveal the correct choice. In terms of customization, cosmetic skins and emotes aren't just for show. Some animations can momentarily obscure your opponent's screen if you time them correctly in close quarters. Coin farming efficiently involves deliberately surviving to late rounds rather than rushing for risky early victories, as higher placement rewards exponentially increase earnings. Map knowledge can also grant life-saving advantages. For example, in red light, green light, small terrain bumps can stop your momentum even during a green light, so pros adjust their path to avoid them. Sound is one of the most underrated tools. Wearing headphones lets you pick up on tiny environmental cues, like the creak of a bridge tile before it falls or the ticking escalation before a round ends. Seasonal events change everything. Winter maps can introduce slippery floors that alter movement physics, and some special rounds have randomized mechanics like sudden speed boosts or low-gravity jumps that completely rewrite standard tactics. Veteran players track these changes meticulously, often keeping personal logs of update notes to refine strategies. Even in the lobby, you can prepare. Jumping between certain structures can subtly improve parkour skill, and some hidden clickable objects give minor boosts or visual rewards. Social manipulation is just as important as raw skill in team games. Becoming the vocal leader early can secure you cooperation, but knowing when to turn silent can help hide your intentions for betrayal in the finals. Observing player behavior across multiple rounds can reveal patterns. Some players always take the left path on Glass Bridge, others always pick odd in Marbles, and exploiting these patterns can tilt the odds in your favor. Patience is a powerful tool. Rushing often leads to avoidable mistakes, while measured, confident movement creates pressure on opponents. The most consistent champions in Squid Game X aren't necessarily the fastest, they are the ones who combine sharp mechanical skill with deep knowledge of human behavior, environmental detail, and the ability to adapt instantly when a plan collapses. Now, please enjoy the game.